Hi everyone, thanks for being here. For the last presentation, I guess.
I think it's the last one, yeah.
Yes, so thanks for being with us. I hope you're not too tired to bear with us for the next 35 minutes. We're going to try to keep it entertaining. It's going to be both of us. My name is Luca, and I'm one of the two co-founders of Replug.
Yeah, my name is Lorenzo, and thanks for showing up. It's the first time we do it together, so it's going to be fun, probably.
We will try. So let's start with some introduction. What is Replug? Replug is a mobile app marketing consulting agency. We basically focus on helping companies, brands, scaling their mobile activities. Yeah, we focus on mainly 4 areas, as you can see there. Growth consulting, which basically is like helping companies figuring out how to become great at mobile, as well as paid and organic user growth, mobile CRM and retention, and of course, graphic design and optimization. We launched the company roughly 18 months ago, so just a little bit before Corona.
2 days before Corona.
And since then, we've done some nice work. We work with some interesting brands, and of course, we also won some awards. Yes, we are cool. But enough with the self-promotion. Let's get into the topic. Let's talk about why is important CRM.
Yeah, I mean, you have been here all day, so you probably know right now why CRM is important. I'm not going to focus on reason and like theory. I just want to show some numbers. Like those are numbers from 2016, the good old days from Limplam, actually. And already in the good old days when everything was fantastic, we could track everything and like performance marketing was the solution. The numbers were pretty dramatic because already if you see the number of installs that only had one install, one session, it's like almost 80%. It means that we spend a lot of money for users that don't use our app. We spend a lot of money for users that after 90 days, like they don't even remember what was our app, right? So already in the good old days, CRM was very important, was crucial. Then, of course, in the past 2 years, many things happened, especially in the past, in 2020. Like we all know, we had this COVID-19 thing. Like we still suffer from it. We changed a lot in terms of behavior. We changed the way we shop. We changed the way we meet people. We changed the way we order food. We changed in our way we interact with people. So that's, of course, affected also the way we need to do marketing, right? That's the first change. Everything moved online. Everything moved. Thank you. Everything moved in the mobile space. Everyone is always on the phone, always on the tablet, always in the device. So also the companies needed to adapt. That was good for the ones that were ready, because there were companies like that were ready for this change. But it was dramatic for companies that were not ready. So this is another big change. And last but not least, this COVID thing created a shock in terms of loyalty to the brands. Like now we are bombarded. Like we see 10 delivery of grocery, 10 dating apps, 10 everything. Like so, we actually have problems in sticking to one. We have problems in become loyal to one brand, and this, of course, already was a big problem, a big challenge for marketers. Then earlier this year, another Armageddon happened, or iOS 14.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think everybody knows about iOS 14 by now. It was tough, as Lorenzo said. If COVID was not enough, we had Apple deciding, hey, let's change how things are done. And we had some, of course, some shift. We, iOS focused on privacy. User all of a sudden were in charge of saying, hey, I don't want to be tracked. Yeah. And then, of course, we also saw another issue, the brand had to face with MMPs and everything, tracking. Yeah, how do we track? How do we track users? How do we track creatives? Things have got pretty bad since then. And of course, there was another interesting thing that we all faced as an agency, but also we talk with a lot of clients. How do we look at the data? Yeah, if we think, like if I can think about one keyword of the past, I don't know, 7 Mats, it's incrementality. I mean, what is incrementality, right? And then everybody's like, okay, oh, cool, let's talk about incrementality. So it was tough. And this was not fun. This was not fun in the industry where we are. Like people were trying to get, to understand how to deal with this. And I'm sure everybody in this room got ready. We figured things out, and we are now in a very good spot. But a lot of people just wait. They were waiting, and I think we spoke with a lot of people going, "Oh, iOS 14, it's okay. I'm going to invest in Android." I was like, yes, great choice.
I mean, I guess each one of us at least once felt like this guy here. This is fine. Like, it's okay. Unfortunately, it's not okay. I mean, it is gonna be okay, but we need to adapt. Okay. And during the past 2 years, working closely with many clients, we were able to focus on something that actually helped us identify not a solution, but a formula that could justify this kind of numbers, right? Their own media. Those are newer numbers from AppsFlyer for 2021, and they show how the situation got even more dramatic compared to 2016 in terms of day one retention, in terms of day 30 retention. So we are spending even more money on users that are not actually using our app. So what do we need to do? We need to invest, of course, not only in paid user acquisition, but we need to invest in retention, in engagement, because of course we have something that is called own media, and we own our app. We know that we can message our users if we get the authorization, of course. And actually the companies that were able to adapt this kind of new situation, so not the small dog that was saying that it was fine, but the guys that reacted, so great increase in terms of retention, so great results. So differentiate from the mass, like change your way you think about user acquisition and not think only about spending money, but engaging the users with retention activities, right?
Yes.
So as I was saying, during the past 2 years, we managed to identify a format that actually works, meaning that we integrate a lot of CRM activities in the paid user acquisition, and we were able to work with a framework. A framework that it's very simple. It's nothing fancy. Like I designed it together with Luca. So you can see it's PowerPoint. But it's 5 simple steps that helped us growing CRM activities, scaling CRM activities, and engaging the users with many clients. It's something that is starting from a simple thing that too many companies forget. It's the audit. The audit is the phase where you understand where you're standing, like your users. How do they interact with the app? What are the levers for engagement? What are the UX points that you need to improve, the UI, the usability? So all these kind of things that will be helpful in the future for creating a strategy. The strategy is the second part, and it's very important because before to start running campaigns, CRM campaigns, you need to sit down, analyze the data, again, with the audit, and then decide what to do, what kind of channels to use, what kind of messages to use, what kind of segmentations also for the future to use. And this is the second part, it's connected to the first one. Then finally, it's actually time to work and to create campaigns. And it's the time to start building the personalization, building the A/B test. Since the beginning, you need to start thinking about the A/B test, and then thinking about the technical things, the deep linking for getting the users to land in the right page. So this is very important, like the building of the campaigns requires time, but it's very crucial. After you start the campaigns, you need to analyze again. Like again, it's always analyzing. At the beginning, when you start with the audit, and then when you start with the campaigns, get the data from the platform, get the data from your users, understand the campaigns results, of course, how do they engage, if they open the push notifications, if they open the emails, but most important, if the campaigns are effective. So how do you measure if they're effective? You need to have a control group. You need to see what is the incremental LTV. You need to see if your activities are bringing actually results compared to the people that are not getting the push notification. Last part, based, of course, in the analysis part, is the optimization. After you've seen how the user react with your messaging, you need to react. You need to improve the messaging. You need to adapt to the market. What does it mean? Adapt to the market, it's mainly the focus of what you will see later. it's the part when you are able to see what's happening around you, because it's not CRM is not set in stone, right? You set up a push notification, but tomorrow it's Christmas, then it's Valentine's Day, then there is an happening that you don't want to miss. So you need to adapt your communication to what's happening around you. So this is, again, the last three parts of this framework are the three parts that are allowing us to get better, to communicate with your user, and to get results. And this is never ending. This is going on and going on and going on. And that's actually what helped us building this great campaign that we show today, and helped us getting advantage of an event that was happening outside of our application, of our environment, something that Luca now will talk about.
Yes. So I guess enough with the theory. Let's get into the practical case study. As you see the title of the fantastic workshop that we have today. We're going to talk about a case study we've done with one of our clients. This is an Italian brand. It's called Wine Livery. It's very well known in Italy. Unfortunately, not yet in Germany. But we've been working together for, I would say, the past 16 months almost. Been a long-time client. We help them on ASO, PaidUA, and of course also CRM. They are live since 2016, pretty much everywhere in Italy. And I would say also thanks to COVID, it's become the market leader in Italy for drinks delivery. Yeah, so if you want to have wine, fancy wine, delivered at your doorstep within 30 minutes, pick up Wine Livery and you order. Then we can take a look at the tech stack, just because, of course, everybody here knows about tech stack in the marketing space. We use, of course, AppsFlyer from an MMP perspective, and then Limplam for the CRM and campaign automation. Now, the management came to us because, as I said, we worked with them for a long time. And during COVID, they achieved massive growth. And then the management, the CEO, came to us saying, hey guys, I have investors. Summer is coming up. Summer is usually a pretty tough moment for my brand because in Italy, different from Germany, if you live in Germany, it's nice time. People go out. They like to enjoy drinks with friends, go to the bar, meet. And in Italy, you know, people don't stay home.
La bella vita.
La bella vita, exactly. So they could not afford to have a shitty summer because they had to grow. They had to show good numbers to the investors. And yeah, we took advantage of a pretty cool event that was happening offline.
Some people from UK.
The Euro Cup, where Italy, of course, won. We bought Italian, in case you're still wondering. This was a pretty interesting, of course, offline event. We took advantage of it because it was everywhere in Italy. Italy, you know, football, religion, pretty much the same thing. So, as I mentioned, we worked with them on different areas. So this is an overview of what we've done from both PaidUA and CRM. Over the period of 4 weeks, of course, the tournament. Obviously, we didn't know at the beginning that Italy would win. I mean, we're very happy to get to the end of it. But aside from the first week, everything else was built on the fly. We had a team from our side and a team from the client worked very closely together to build this and make sure that we would be on top of everything. When we look at the CRM side, which is why we're here today, we mainly focus on 5 triggers, to make sure that we would engage with the users very quickly and make sure that they would convert, of course. First of all, we use, of course, discounts because, you know, discounts always happy. They make user happy. And then, of course, we also focused on the emotional attachments the Italian have with Italian team, of course. You will see some example afterwards. They were pretty... then we did some contests, of course, but then we used also information about user data. So how the users engaged in the app, how much they order, how often they order, and so that we could build some customized campaign. And of course, we used all the fantastic tools and channels that Limplam offers us. We took advantage of the campaign, right? So we showed.
As Luca said, like we were certain about just the first phase, right? The group stage. We knew that Italy would play 3 games for sure. So we started focusing on those three first games, offering one discount valid for 3 games. Why we did so? Because we wanted to we wanted to increase the frequency of the orders. Basically, this is something that now everyone is doing. Like they didn't copy from us. Like it's common. But when you offer a discount that is valid for 3 orders, it's like you generate a credit in the mind of the users, right? So they know they have something to use, and they probably will use it. They did use it a lot. We were just saying, hey, Italy's playing, get ready. You have 3 discounts. You have 1 discount valid for 3 games. And then every time Italy was playing, we were sending a reminder, don't forget to use your discount. This is something that, again, increased the repeated purchase. Then when we saw that we won the first 3 games and we were going to the next stage, we, as Luca said, we had to run a lot to be on the spot. And we generated campaigns that were like 1 discount for each Italy's match. And every time we were hoping that Italy was winning, of course, first of all, because it's football and we care about it, but also because, more occasions to send messages to the users. This was the first distinction of discounts and messaging. The second one was based on user activity. So we decided to split the discounts based on 2 factors. Like we were offering big discounts or lower discounts, and then we were putting like a minimum spend, big or high or low. This is something that we differentiated accordingly to the activity of the user. We had active users, and then the high spenders among the active users, the inactive, and the ones that never order. One example, like to the ones that never order, we were giving out a high discount, like something like 10 euro, with minimum spend 15 euro. Why? Because we wanted them to order. Like we already paid for them, and we wanted them to try the service. For the ones that were high spenders, for example, we didn't want to give a high discount because anyways they were active and they were going to order anyway. So again, this kind of differentiation in messaging and discounts helped us to, first of all, not waste so much money in discounts, because when you offer discount, of course, the company needs to pay. And second, we managed to tailor the message. So the ones that never order, we could say, hey, try the service now that Italy is playing, so you will bring luck to your team, and this kind of things. Again, a lot of work, because it was an incredibly amount of work to differentiate all the campaigns every time Italy was playing, but again, it was bringing good results. Another thing that we did, like in terms of discounts, was, no, it's okay. And we were offering, as Luca said, a contest, like, so to the people that were high spenders, we were showing, and we would see it later actually, we were showing a special message. If you order more, you will get a free t-shirt to support Italy. So it's tricky, but it works with Italian. And this is another not cool thing, but another thing that you need to keep in mind when you are messaging your users. Use all the channels, because users have different levels of opt-in. So I don't like emails, so I opted out for all the emails, but I receive push notification, and the other way around. So we decided to go full force in a way that we could reach the users, all the users at different times of the day. For example, on the right, you see, on your left, you see in the morning, we were sending out emails and app inbox, so the messages inside the app, and we're saying, Italy is playing tonight, get ready, you will have a discount, so don't forget about it. And then more real time, 2 hours before the game, we are saying, hey, Italy, the match is starting, get on your sofa and get your beer and start cheering up. So this was the kind of differentiation in the day of the match, and it was, again, very important because our percentage of reach for the user was very high. Messaging. As Luca was saying, we played a lot with emotions. It's not nice to say, but we did it. So this is an example for the semifinal with Spain. And the text is saying, last time it brought good luck for Italy, so order again. In Italy, we don't mess with luck. So they did order again. So you see, there is the guy, that one was a GIF. Unfortunately, we couldn't animate it, but very dynamic content. And this thing of playing on emotion, like, hey man, like, don't betray your country, like, drink. And it worked. Like, another example of tricky communication, those images on on the left again, there are from 2006. We won the World Cup. It was an emotional moment for us, right? Man, I see like people, you're French, right?
Sorry.
It's okay. It happens. Yeah, again, with the, do you remember that time? Yeah, those emotions. Let's have it again. Like, drink. And people were drinking. Like, we are not pushing people to be alcoholic. Like, don't, because the risk is that one. But this kind of thing, like, and we'll see it later in the results, really increased the engagement of the communication. You saw that compared to normal communication, people were engaging, clicking, opening, and of course also ordering. This one is the case we were saying before, like, Sostieni gli Azzurri, it's like cheer for the Azzurri. And if you order a bit more, you will also get a t-shirt. It's a nice t-shirt. You just need to make an order of €50 and it will be for free. It worked.
Lorenzo, sorry, did you already have like the email ready drink because you're sad after if Italy would have lost?
It's a good question.
You don't mess with luck.
We had faith. And yeah, so CRM, a lot of communication with existing users, but as Luca was saying, not only CRM, we took the opportunity also for some PaidUA thing, right?
Yes, so we'll just have a very quick look over the PaidUA activity because we think it makes sense to give you an overview of the integrated communication that we took with the users. Yeah, so as you see, we ran campaigns of PaidUA throughout the whole tournament, and then we had retargeting campaigns going on specifically on the day of the match where Italy was playing. Now, we pretty much played on the same triggers, as you can imagine. I mean, always discount-based, emotional, and of course also the best moment of drink, because, you know, when Italy plays, you're going to drink. You're going to cheer for your team with a nice bottle of wine or a bottle of beers. I mean, we used the main channels, Facebook, social, Apple Search Ads. And as I was mentioning, the retargeting campaigns were matched on the time of the days that when Italy was playing. And here you can actually see a couple of examples that are very nice, and they will give you an idea of how we played with the creative assets. Here you see the user acquisition campaigns, basic carousel on Facebook. We basically took the same type of creative assets that we had for normal campaigns, and we turned them into the Euro Cup theme, yeah, beers, party. But the USPs are the same as the one that we have normally. And then, of course, retargeting campaigns. We were saying, hey, Italy's playing, or an order, and that worked pretty well also from a PaidUA perspective.
Yeah.
And, you know, this all to say that Replug was there for one livery to solve the issues of low seasonality. But let's see some results. Yeah, so just to give you an idea.
That one was the main result.
Yeah, I mean, that was, you know.
Yeah, as I was mentioning before, like the engagement rate of the campaigns like was crazy in terms of how the people interacted with the campaigns. We saw compared to the normal push notification and emails, we saw an increase of plus 22%, almost 23. Why did you put 0.93? Very precise. And also the conversion rate of the campaign. So not only engagement, because we care about conversions, right? When we do CRM campaigns. Those are very important. Like it's not the main factor when you analyze a CRM campaigns, but it's important to see that using something that is happening around you make the user feel in the context, right? No, it's not something that is happening outside of his mind, but it's something that it's real. There is the match, there is a push notification contextualized, so they were really engaged. Of course, that's the way we analyze CRM campaigns, right? With uplift. So as I said before, we used a control group, and the guys, the people, the users that received the campaigns were actually converting pretty well compared to the ones that didn't receive. So the one livery team was pretty happy. And this is, of course, like a general result for the team that they saw compared to the same year, the year before, to the same period the year before. They saw an increase in sales, so in global sales Of course, everything helped, like the moment, the growth of the company, but this is an important growth, and it was like the recap of the effect of this campaign, how to get advantage of an offline event, right?
Yes. I mean, again, as Lorenzo mentioned, I think these numbers, the increase in year-over-year sales, really showed how, by using offline events happening around the users, you can actually connect, the emotion of the user and make them take action within the app. Of course, also online you can do that. But how an integrated communication using, of course, all the channels as well as the CRM channels that you have at your disposal brings some pretty awesome results.
But in terms of real amount, how many zeros?
No.
Yeah, we cannot. Zeros. Many zeros we couldn't put it on the slides.
Next slide.
And now it's time for... sorry?
No, I think he had the question.
Yes, it's time for Q&C.
What's Q&C?
Sorry, we just prepared this fantastic...
You're supposed to laugh.
we have to... sorry. So what is Q&C?
Q&C. Now we want to. We see that there are already many questions. So since it's the last presentation of the day, usually there are not questions because people want to go drinking. So we came up with the Q&C. That is question and contest. The best question get a prize from Replug. That you don't know what it is.
Yes.
So you don't know if you want to win. But
Exactly. We're not going to show it to you until you win. Obviously, just to say, we're going to have a judge judging the...
Ekin and Verstappen are our two judges.
So I've seen in the body of the emails that you use, you put a lot of emojis.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we use emojis and we can't do that. It's not possible. Is it something you actually tested or not?
The use of emoji, you mean?
Yeah, we tested like the beginning. So we've been working with OneLiver for a long time, and we at the beginning when we started, we did these kind of things. We have a lot of automations that are using plain text compared to design image, and emojis are working pretty well. We were worried because we know that emojis can decrease the deliverability of the image, but we saw that we didn't have any problem, at least with Limplam.
Really like uplift from the emoji body or?
Engagement, we saw like from the A/B testing tool automatically that the better version was the one with the emoji. You're welcome.
Ladies first.
Okay. Did you work with a control group? Because when you were talking about the year-over-year growth in revenue, there were extra effects, like there was a championship, and the year before there wasn't, so people were not sitting in front of their TVs and wanting to have drinks. So how did you judge this effect based on the campaign versus the championship itself?
So the numbers that you've seen, like we put all the good numbers, of course, different ones to analyze different parts of the campaigns. Right? So first we saw the engagement, and the engagement was, we saw an uplift compared to the normal campaign. That was the first good effect. The control group was with the conversion of the users. So within the same campaigns, we left out 1%, 2%, 3% according to the dimension of the user base. And that was actually the 260% increase in terms of uplift within the same group at the same time. Of course, as you mentioned, like the year-on-year growth is something that is taking in consideration many factors. It's not all of our good work. We hope that a bit.
A little bit.
And in terms of split, how was the split? Like, what was the uplift for each category? Because you say that you divided the users in 4 different categories. And which one performed better, for example?
It depends from where you look. Because, like, of course, if I look at the active users, high spenders, they're converting like crazy because they're active, right? At the same time, if you look at the inactive users, so let's say we have 500,000 inactive users, just an hypothesis. And if you only get like 2% of those users, it's already some good results because those were inactive, they never tried the app. So again, it depends on the side that you look, the campaign. I couldn't say that there was a group of users that were working better than the other.
Does this client run other push campaigns? And if so, how did you coordinate with the rest of the CRM activity? And did you look after the push permission rate? Because it seems like you went on quite a rage sending pushes, and it all sounds nice and dandy, but did it have an impact on other campaigns being capped? Or maybe on revocation of the push permissions, or you don't take it into consideration for this client?
First question. That was, sorry. Altogether. So, not higher than normal, so to say, because at the end, actually, I think this was a pretty. It was not so stressful as a campaign because, like, it was related to the moment of Italy playing. Everyone was happy because we were winning, and we were offering actually a discount. So we were bothering a lot of people, but we were bothering them with some benefits. So compared to other campaigns, we didn't actually see an increase in rejection of the opt-in rate. The other campaigns, we post all the other automations. So basically, the way we work with Wine Livery, we work in step of the funnel. When the user download the app, there is an automatic campaign that starts pushing you to register. After the registration, there is an automatic campaign that pushes you to do the first order, then the second and the third one. We post this kind of campaigns because, of course, otherwise they would conflict, and we were just sending out this kind of promotions for the match.
For different segments, you use a different content, correct? Within the same, yeah?
The idea of the content is the same. So the tone of the voice is the same. Like, as you saw before, like, last time it brought luck. So drink again. And then, of course, we changed the discount. We changed the fact that it was a good users or a user that already tried the service. So we tweaked a bit the communication, but we defined the editorial plan, so to say, for all of the users.
And you use two ways, email and push, correct? And what about in-app messages as well?
Email, most likely in the morning, together with an app inbox. You see, so there is this feature that you can receive the notification inside the app without receiving actually the push notification. And you don't need the opt-in rates. You don't need the opt-in for this one. Those were actions that were going live in the morning, for example. And in the afternoon, at the time of the game, we were sending out the push notification, first of all, but also we were activating for the same target of users an in-app message. This was especially important because, like, with push notification, not all of the users receive push notifications or open push notifications. So if accidentally one of the users was opening the app without seeing the push notification, was receiving the discount as well.
Amazing.
Yeah. 5 more minutes.
Well, the winner of the contest
The winner of the contest, I don't know.
is?
I guess it's her. Because she asked a question about control group and also how do you measure the success, that you really attribute this success to your own campaign, or it was Euro.
The place is right.
A lot of swags for you.
And I guess we can call it a day.
Perfect. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.